Are you a feminist? What type of feminist are you? So I get this question every time. And I guess it's because of what I project or how I project the importance of a woman being respected. However, I believe that the purpose or the main idea of feminism has lost its onions, really. Hi everyone, it's Anari Samjaja again on ASJ Rights, and today we'll be discussing what really is feminism. So when people ask me if I'm a feminist, it's become a very tricky area to answer. Originally, I would have been bold to say yes, I'm a feminist, but then these days, it is becoming almost like a war against men, which I am not in support of. So I choose to say these days that I'm a humanist, not in the sense of those that don't believe in God. Of course, I believe in God. Everything I do stems in the foundation of my belief in God. And that is why I don't choose to go with the worldly narrative or this new narrative of what feminism is at the moment. And there's several effects of this new ideology of feminism that is putting strain on women. I'll mention three of them. The first effect of this idea of feminism, or this modern idea of feminism, is that it creates this strong black woman theory, of which I often fall victim of. It makes you lose your feminine essence, and then you're constantly in a battle trying to rule the world, in the sense that you want to be overly ambitious and start to act like a man. Now, for me, and this is my own understanding, I follow scriptures in everything I do, and obviously, I believe in the salvation of Jesus Christ now, that we can now work in liberty and in ease. But then there is a responsibility on a man's head to be a provider, right? There's a responsibility on a man's head. There's a responsibility on a man's head to make sure that he's not an infidel. He provides for his family. A woman has a responsibility to support. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe 100% in women working and achieving and, changing the game. I'm one of those women. That's the reason why I'm here. I'm trying to make an impact. I want to be able to achieve. I want to be able to own stuff. I want my family to be able to be proud of me. The woman in Proverbs 31, she traded, she had properties. She did so many things. She was a hardworking woman as well. So I'm not saying that women should not be hardworking, but I'm saying that there is this new narrative of I don't need a man, or I want to work so hard and be so self-sufficient that I don't need a man. And I believe that it is somehow emasculating us women, and we're losing touch of our feminism. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be ambitious to add value, but if that is completely eradicating the essence of a man being in your life, it's almost saying that God was wrong, or God had something wrong when he said that there should be man and woman. So I believe that the fact that God created that union as the first thing he did with human beings shows that there's a great purpose to it. So the second negative effect of this modern day idea of feminism is that it creates a lot of hypocrites. I'm going to expand on that. Now, most of the ladies these days that speak about feminism want a bit of it and don't want the rest of it. They are coming from a narrative of, what we can do better than men, we can do without men. And yet you still expect a man to be a gentleman towards you. You want a man to treat you like a lady. I hear people saying they want to be in a house, they don't want to have to cook for their husbands, but you want this man to be able to work and take you out on dates. Like I said, I believe in humanity. I am a very strong advocate for women empowerment. I'm a very strong advocate for women being seen. But then at the end of the day, I don't think it's something that should be used in a manipulative way or maliciously. If you're going to be all independent and I don't need anyone, then go the whole 9 yards. But then if you want somebody to be able to do something for you, you don't change the narrative and make the man a slave to your power crave, because then we are doing the exact same thing that the initial idea of feminism was trying to fight, but you're not doing that towards the men. And that is going to bring me to my third point. So to round this particular point off, I feel like if you're going to say you want a man to be able to take you out on a date, you want a man to open the door for you when you walk past, you want to be respected and seen as a woman, to me that is feminism. But you should also be willing to do your part. You should also be willing to say, you know what, I can do this. For example, in a marriage, I'm going to cook for my husband. Even if I have to work, I'm going to cook for my husband because I'm a woman and I'm the homemaker. It doesn't mean that a man should bully you to doing it. It doesn't have to be a war situation. It's something that you do out of love and out of the nurturing part of you as a woman. Every woman is a nurturer. So you shouldn't shut that off just because you want to try and make a point. So yes, do your part, and then your part should be rewarded. You should be taking out on nice trips. You should buy nice gifts, while you're still also doing your parts. Let's not be hypocritical and say, you know what, I don't need anybody, but yet you walk through the door and if a man slams the door behind you, you say, oh, he's anti-feminist. No, you can open the door yourself if that's how you want to see feminism. But the true feminism would, be respectful, be polite, and expect someone to open the door for them. True feminism is that women should be seen, not that women should come and overthrow. So that's that for that. And then bringing me back to the final point, when we talk about this idea of feminism, this modern day idea of feminism, we find out that a lot of women are being malicious and manipulative with the use of modern day feminism. Men have become victims of so many wrongs, all under the guise of feminism. And it is so sad because there are women that are genuinely going through stuff that are also falling victim of this misplaced feminism. I'll create a scenario. There are two women that work in this office. The first lady is manipulative. She understands that she's a woman. She understands that there's this new movement of feminism and she wants to get her way by all means. The second lady is a hardworking, virtuous woman trying to add value to her company and her system. There's the boss, obviously a man. Both ladies want a raise, but the system is not favoring them to get that raise. So Lady A, who is a manipulative lady, says, I'm going to frame my boss and I'm going to get settlements that will help me solve my financial needs. Lady B, on the other hand, feels like she has to work harder, twice as hard as other men in the office, just for her to get her raise to take care of her financial needs. Now, there are women out there that are genuinely going through sexual harassment issues, right? Lady A coming to frame her boss and saying that, oh, he tried to harass me, is taking advantage of a real life situation that people are really going through. But then because she knows that if she makes that case as a woman, everybody is going to, like the media, the court of public opinion is going to go wild and back her up. She decides to use that as a strategy to target a man. Meanwhile, there might be other women out there actually going through that, and then if it's found out that Lady A was actually lying, those other women might not even have a chance because somebody has used that same protection of feminism, that same guise of I'm a woman and I'm being looked down on, I'm being oppressed. She's misused it and it has affected people that actually need that protection. Lady B, on the other hand, understands that there's a real situation in the work system. A woman has to work twice as hard to get the pay that a male counterpart would have had to work. Now, this could be for many reasons. It could be for the fact of maybe sheer strength. Men are a bit more logical and so they stay focused in terms of 9-to-5 jobs, on all those kind of jobs. They stay more clear cut to what they're doing, while women are emotional, so we think broader. Now, depending on the work scenario, it can be a strength, it can be a weakness. So it might have cost you to actually work twice as hard, to have twice the focus. Or it might just be an actual issue of misconduct in the workplace. Either way, having the positive approach or having a right approach or Having a positive intention towards dealing with your issue makes the difference. People cannot just hide under the guise of feminism to be misguided or manipulative. The real idea and the real concept of feminism was to protect the voiceless and not to be used as a weapon against men. And to me, I believe that men are now an endangered species who need to be pitied because of what is going on in society these days. The next thing, there'll be a new rise, manism, with the way things are going. In fact, the whole sexual spectrum is even blurred now, because then there was the fight for feminism, now we have the fight for the LGBTQ, now we have the fight for, I don't want my child to be called a he or a her. Now the whole thing is being blurred now because we are just going through different misguided means. The truth is this, and this is what I believe in feminism. I believe that a man was created in a certain way and in a certain form. A woman was created in a certain way and a certain form. Men are built in a certain way and a certain form, and women are built in a certain way and a certain form. It's like everything else in the world. A lion cannot act like a goat because it is built to be a lion. A goat cannot act like a lion because it is built to be a goat. An eagle cannot act like a chicken because it is built to be an eagle. A chicken cannot act like an eagle because it was built to be a chicken. Now, I'm not associating man or woman to either of these, but in our own unique sense, a man is created in his own way to function in a capacity as a man. A woman is created in her own way to function in her capacity as a woman. Where the need for feminism came was that men at some point in life were dominating. They were not and this was not all men, these were irresponsible men, let us be clear. Because there are so many great men from back in the day too that also appreciated and nurtured women and gave women the power that they deserved in their own light. As bad as Cleopatra might seem, men gave her the power that she had. They appreciated her femininity and her feminine nature, and that gave her authority. And she was the cause of so many wars back in the day. There are so many great women of ancient times. There's so many great female rulers. And let's not talk too far off. We have Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. Was a very powerful woman, but she was also a woman. She didn't need to go and fight and say, men are disrespectful. No, she created her value and she was recognized for it. Let's come further. We have Okonjo-Iweala. Okonjo-Iweala is a woman that has contributed countless times, in nation building. She's a mother and she's a wife. She has never one day come out to speak about, feminism this or feminism that. She has played her role and she's constantly honored for that role. And this is, for me, is what feminism should be about. It's about men understanding the values that we as women can bring and see us and respect that. And then not to look down on us and feel superior to us just because they have power in some other areas. The responsible men over time have always respected and understood that. Irresponsible men have taken the notion of it's a man's world to bully and oppress women. This was the reason for the rise of feminism, not to alter the position of a woman, but to make sure that a woman is seen in her position and respected. To know more on my thoughts on feminism, read the article What Really Is Feminism on our website, asjrights.com. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Goodbye.